Hey guys, Hey guys, it's Heather Mann here from Fortune Academy. I'm doing a quick YouTube video while I'm in the car because this is the best time I actually get time to focus on these type of topics or to record a YouTube video. Outside of this, I have never got the time to do it. So anyway, this is really important questions. I do normal Q&A, ask me a question on Instagram, and you guys ask me some really good quality questions. If they're a short answer, I put the question and answer onto my Instagram story. Look at the Q&A highlights. There's Q&A 1 and Q&A 2 because I've done so many. Anyway, the bigger topics that I find are really worth discussing on a long run or like on a bigger scale, I do a YouTube video on. So this one is a question from Thomas Edwards Enterprise. He's one of my Instagram followers, and he put in a question saying that he's just recently started up a business and he wants to know how to not lose motivation. So first of all, I would ask you a couple of questions. So if you're one of those people that have just been in this situation, then this is going to be a great video for you. Or if you're thinking about going into business, then this is something you need to listen to because it will make a lot of sense and it will help you through some of the roadblocks you'll find you come through. Okay, so number one, you've got to ask yourself, where have you come from? Have you come from a 9 to 5? In which case, if you've been working in a 9 to 5 for a long time, the shift from a 9 to 5 mindset to a business or entrepreneurial mindset is quite big. Don't expect it to happen overnight, because what are the differences? In a 9 to 5, you're thinking of paycheck, monthly paycheck, which means you just rock up to work, and if you're not on a commission-based job, of course, if you're just doing an hourly rate or a day rate or whatever, or even a contractor, then you just rock up to work, you do your work, and you get paid every month the same amount or whatever. And it doesn't seem that much. It might seem like a lot of effort, but trust me, it's nothing compared to business. If you are someone who's started off in a business and you've never had a 9 to 5, to be fair, it's actually easier to have your mindset shift because you haven't got any habits from a 9 to 5 which get you into a comfort zone or making you think in a certain way. So my biggest question when I see someone who's gone into business is, what was your background? So if you had a 9 to 5 mindset before, you have to stop thinking paycheck to paycheck, because business is something that you may want to build and take a drawdown from the business every quarter, which means every 3 months or even every 6 months. So you can't live paycheck. There is no paycheck. You are the paycheck giver. So you've got to look at your overheads. You've got to be really good with like understanding numbers or making numbers stack. You need to be really good at negotiating. If you've got outgoings, you've got to negotiate those outgoings to a smaller amount. And you've got to think, what's the value you're giving? So a good business is always one that adds a lot of value to somebody else. You're solving a problem, a really big problem for someone. And the bigger the problem you solve, the higher you get paid for it. The reward is bigger. So focus on, as a business owner, I'm going to try and make this video quite short and sharp to the point, is focus on what problem you're fixing and focus on being like someone who makes such a great experience for your customer, whether it's an online experience or an in-person experience. Focus on that first. If you enjoy that process, then you're in the right business, because you will have to work really hard on that. The money is a byproduct of what you do. If you don't enjoy this process, maybe you've picked the wrong business, because in a business, it should be a reflection. A good business person is always very congruent to their business choice. For example, I have businesses in different sectors, but the ones I enjoy the most are the ones I do really well in. I enjoyed property for a long time because it helped me become a better business person. I positioned myself as a powerful female entrepreneur, and in that process I was doing really good deals because I was enjoying the person I was becoming. As soon as you don't enjoy that, then things don't work. I mean, I didn't ever stop enjoying that, to be honest, but you naturally grow from one thing to the next. So whatever your business causes you to grow into, you need to like that value in you. So for example, Fortune Academy now is the most fulfilling business I've got, because this is the opportunity for me to be a leader to other people, entrepreneurs, female, male, any ages, and to give them that kind of feedback in life, and coaching them in life and business and money making, etc., which they probably would never get from a property business that I run. You know, in normal other businesses, I'm just dealing with my tenants, or I'm just dealing with a business owner, or, you know, whatever business I've got beforehand was never as fulfilling as Fortune Academy, where I could speak to real people from all kinds of backgrounds, and that is helping me be a leader for the masses and help them really grow. And that's something that's way more fulfilling than anything else. That's what I like more, and that's why I love the person I'm becoming. So that's why Fortune Academy grows from success to success every year, every quarter. So that's the kind of questions you got to ask yourself. So if you are dealing with motivation issues, you're not looking at your business properly, maybe you're focusing on just the money. When you focus on just the money, you are really going to struggle, because the focus is on the wrong place. You cannot force money from a business. If you focus on the value, focus on the customer experience, you will then get paid a lot of money, and you should, but you're probably focusing on the wrong area. So that would be my biggest piece of advice to those who lose motivation. So it's a perspective thing. Think about why you want to get into business. What are you running away from? Why can't you stay in a job? A business is not for everybody. It is something that is very tough, because it's harder than a job, because there's no guarantee it's going to be successful. You are your only resource initially. Then to hire a team, a business gets really complex when you hire in other human beings to run it, because you've got to pick the right human being. Then you've got to go from entrepreneur to manager to recruiter to marketer. You need to understand human behavioral psychology. So maybe you haven't worked on human behavioral psychology the way you should have, because that's where the magic is in business. You need to study businesses, look at other businesses. And I get a lot of magic from looking at different businesses in completely different fields. Like, they could be unrelated in every single way, but businesses have, in the sense of, they could be unrelated in the product they're creating. You know, one person could be a clothing company, one could be a IT company, one could be a hotel business, you know. So it doesn't make a difference what the industry is. The dynamics within that business, and if it's successful, they are the same. Like, the ethos is the same, or the same principles, ethics. A successful business will run off that. So surround yourself with the right kind of people. If you're a business owner, you need to be around business owners and really thrive off that mindset, because they will teach you some great things. Always learn from other people who are already employing people. So my little steps to you would be: 1, get perspective. Ask yourself why you're doing this. Number 2, think about the value you're creating and the customer experience. Number 3, focus on who you're becoming. Really be clear on that. Think about why. You need to have a bigger picture and focus on who you are becoming every single day. Take the decisions for that business based on that higher level you, not the, oh, I'm having a bad day today, let's make a business decision. That's never going to work. I need you to think of a higher level perspective of where you want to be, make your decisions based on that. Number 4, surround yourself with business people, and ideally people who are much bigger than you in business, who have already got staff. Before you even recruit staff, hang around people who've got staff, and then find out what are the good things, bad things about staff, what should you be looking for, because learning from mistakes is sometimes a very expensive thing in business. You want to avoid that by all means. You're still going to make mistakes, but you want to minimize the downside. So minimize the amount of mistakes you make through business, minimize the amount of people headache you get. And 5, get a really good legal team around you, because when you deal with business and big money, your legal contracts need to be strong. You need to have a lot of advice in that area, or at least know who to go to when things get messy, because it's not if, things will get messy, and it's not a bad thing, because you might be just slightly naive when you start off and do a big contract. But you have to learn how to find the right contracts to protect yourself. And then last thing before I go would be figure out how to last thing I would tell you before you go, make sure you have a really good financial team, which means, really in a nutshell, don't employ too many, because accountants can be really boring, can be really dull, can be very play it safe, can be very not entrepreneurial. So don't always take their advice. Accountants don't know how to run businesses. They know how to run books, they know how to put certain things on paper, but they don't know how to run a business. So don't take business advice from an accountant, be careful who you get your advice from. An accountant is not a business person, so I have to say that over and over again. They're very important people. Look at how they run their life. I'm not saying it from my personal experience, I'm saying from other people's accountants. I picked a really good one, but I still wouldn't ask him how to run my business in every area. I will ask him specific questions where I know his answer is going to be valued. So there you go, guys. I hope that made sense. I'm going to leave you there, and I hope you didn't mind me traveling through central London. I am technically where am I, George?
We're on London Bridge, I think.
Is this London Bridge? Okay.
In the midst of all the peak traffic.
Okay, so this is the time I get to speak to you. Oh, London Eye over there. London Eye. So I hope you enjoyed that Q&A session. I got that from my Instagram. So if you want to speak to me directly, best place to do it is Instagram @Hitherman. There are loads of fake profiles pretending to be me. Please don't follow any of those. Also, I am on Facebook and LinkedIn. All my links are below, so follow one of those. And the best thing you could possibly do is come to one of my events. They're free every month in London. I love to meet people there because I really get to learn from you a lot. So come along and speak to me then. See you soon. Bye.